miongoni mwetu, tupige kura tukiwa na utulivu.
Kenya is a stunningly beautiful country, with wild open spaces, spectacular wildlife. The population growth is one of the highest on Earth. Environmental education is not taught at the schools. With the growing population, the pressures on rural people to make a living are putting enormous stresses on the limited natural resources, and all are struggling in various ways. Our goal is to help change that situation, for the benefit of all. Elephants are the keystone species in their environment. They're very special animals. There is so much more people are learning about them all the time, and they're extremely endangered. Amara was the first in Kenya to develop a mobile system for showing films in rural areas, and seeing things really is believing. The people who really need the information that's contained in the films are the people who live out in rural places, who live with a wildlife conflict, and whose activities impact the environment the most. We show films in schools in the daytime and in villages at night. A baraza is a community meeting where all important things are decided in rural Kenya. Our baraza program is an outgrowth of having worked with the Kenya Wildlife Service, conducting workshops on bushmeat in the poaching hotspots around Tsavo. We've worked with some communities doing capacity building training, bringing in experts on agriculture, wildlife, and community development to help them implement new livelihoods. The formation of a new wildlife conservancy is one of our key successes. On a group-owned area of land in the most critical elephant dry season habitat, an area of high human-elephant conflict right on the border of Tsavo East and West, it's the perfect place to set up a wildlife sanctuary. All the community members own the group ranch and will get a monthly income directly, so everybody benefits. Kenya's got a serious deforestation problem, and it threatens many of the ecosystems. One of the things we've begun doing is teaching about tree planting, teaching children to gather their own seeds of indigenous good trees, make their own seed beds out of what is existing there, rocks and twigs and stones, and plant the seeds, sprout them, grow seedlings, and then replant them where they want them to grow, and they will take care of it much better than if someone just gives it to them. Working closely with Kenya Wildlife Service and in partnership with Radioactive UK, we're now working to set up a community-based radio station. We're calling it Radio Tsavo.
You are listening to your favorite program, You and Wildlife, empowering you on wildlife issues. Karibuni!
The goal of the station is to share knowledge about the environment, address local conservation needs, and the most important idea of it is to open engaging dialogue connecting the residents with any authority that can be helpful to them, and connecting them to each other. Amara is really well received by the communities. They know us now in most of the places that we go well enough to know that all we do is bring information. Education is really the only thing that will work. They want to make positive changes. We have to give them skills and tools to change their lives the way they want to. I don't have all the answers, certainly, to the problems. But if people are informed, then they can find their own answers with an environmental perspective.